Hey there, have you ever received a push notification that was just so boring or generic that you couldn't help but dismiss it? I know I have. Well, today we're going to talk about how to make your push notifications unignorable by leveraging persona-based personalization. Today, it's table stakes to deliver push notifications to bring users back into your product, your mobile app or whatever, either to transact or to consume content. However, most push notifications are quite drab and ignorable, aren't they? On the other hand, delivering timely and relevant notifications have proven to be an effective way to drive engagement and conversions. So the real question is, how do you make your notifications unignorable? And the answer is persona-based personalization. So what exactly do I mean by persona-based personalization? It's a type of personalization that's based on user traits and isn't just limited to user behavior. Rather than segment users only based on what they do, as in clicks, views, and transactions, brands that choose persona-based personalization segment users based on who they are, using demographics, preferences, etc. By doing so, brands can deliver truly personalized content and experiences at every stage of the user journey. One way to hone in on the value of persona-based personalization is to think about the different audiences your product or service caters to. Barring niche brands that say only cater to a small homogeneous group of people, most brands serve many different audiences and each with very specific needs. So brands that are serious about personalization cannot really treat them all alike. Now let me walk you through the steps to set up push notifications that are not only data powered but also tailored to specific personas. Step 1. Create a compelling offer. No amount of data can help you if your offer doesn't capture a user's attention. It needs to be relevant and timely. Your offer is whatever the user gets in exchange for clicking on a notification. It could be a discount, promo, or a piece of content that you'd like users to consume in your app. But here's the key. It makes little sense to push the same offer to everyone. Your offer needs to be as narrow as possible for it to be compelling enough for users to not ignore them. Here are some of my favorite examples. A coffee brand pushes a free sample of a new dark blend with the next purchase only to customers who prefer dark blends. Here's another one. A jewelry brand pushes the Women's Day discount only to men who are 25 or older. Here's another one. A fitness app only pushes the workouts to users based on their age group and fitness goals. These are all examples of super narrow offers, and if delivered to the right set of users, these offers are likely to work. So that was step 1, create a compelling offer. Step 2 is to get your data in order. So you can create hundreds of offers, but the question is, how do you distribute them to the right audiences? This is where customer data comes into play. Customer data typically refers to first-party data that's collected when users perform actions or when they interact with the brand by clicking on ads, emails, and notifications. As you might already know, this type of data is also called event data or behavioral data. But that's not the only type of customer data that exists. Any piece of information that a user shares with the brand explicitly via forms or messaging channels is also a subset of customer data known as zero-party data, which is essentially a prerequisite for persona-based personalization. Collecting zero-party data presents an opportunity to get to know your prospects and customers better. Since it comes directly from users, the data is likely to be more accurate. So both first-party data and zero-party data are key for persona-based personalization. Make sure that both types of data are made available in your CDP continuously. That was step 2, get your data in order. Step 3 is to create persona-specific segments. Creating granular segments becomes a breeze once the data is synced from the source to your CDP. The key to effective segmentation is to combine event data with persona data. Let's look at a couple of such segments. So the coffee brand we talked about earlier needs to create a segment with customers who prefer dark blends. This is a very specific segment with the following conditions. Users who have completed at least one transaction, haven't placed or returned an order in the last 30 days, and have shown interest in dark blend coffee variants through a survey. This segment combines transactional data with preference data and makes no assumptions based on past orders. Similarly, the fitness app that wants to push daily workouts to new users who are, say, 18 to 30 years old and wish to gain muscle strength needs to specify the following conditions for this segment. Users who have signed up in the last 30 days whose current age is greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 30, and their current goal is to gain muscle strength. Now, I hope these examples help you understand that true personalization relies on accurate data and heavy segmentation. That was step 3, persona-specific segments. Step 4 is to treat customers and non-customers differently. Now, more often than not, you need to push offers that go out to your entire user base, such as holiday offers. Even though the same offers goes out to everyone, you can make them seem more personalized by experimenting with your messaging. So the idea here is to create 2 versions of the offer. One for existing customers and the other for those who haven't yet made a purchase. The messaging for these 2 groups should ideally be distinct, and creating separate segments makes the setup really easy. Lastly, if you're looking to take your personalization efforts a step further, use data from your engagement tool in your segments to exclude users who have ignored, say, the last 2 notifications, or try a re-engagement campaign by delivering a more tempting offer to users who haven't transacted yet and have also ignored recent notifications. Similarly, you can try and incentivize existing customers who have clicked on a recent notification to share feedback and refer your app to their friends. It's always a good idea to treat your power users or loyal customers slightly differently than the rest. So that was step 4. Treat customers and non-customers differently. Finally, step 5 is to sync, test, and iterate. After your segments are ready, sync them to the activation tool you're using to send push notifications, set up your campaigns, and run a few tests to ensure that users enter and exit the campaigns correctly. Moreover, no messaging campaigns are a one and done effort. You must continuously optimize, iterate, and experiment with different offers and messages to see what works for you and what doesn't. More importantly though, you must measure the impact of your campaigns rather than only look at engagement numbers. After all, your goal is to get users to transact, to make a purchase or consume more content, and not just interact with your notifications, right? Well, there you have it. Now go ahead and get started on creating those unignorable push notifications, and don't forget about persona-based personalization. Good luck! Well, I hope this video was useful. Thanks for watching. And by the way, there's a written version of this guide that contains additional context, examples, and diagrams, so do check it out below. And one more thing before you go, there's a ton of useful data content on our free learning hub, neatly organized into topics and learning paths. Don't believe me? Well, see it for yourself on databeats.community.